Welcome, Rebels. My name is Ashley, and I will be guiding you through a 30-minute yini, or what I call a mini yin session. Props that I recommend are 2 blocks or books, maybe your furry friend. This is Scarlett. A pillow of any sort and a blanket. The goal of this practice is to really help yourself get into a deep, relaxed state, focusing very much on your breath and releasing anything deep within your muscles, deep within your fascia. So let's go ahead and get started in a seated position. If you have a wall or something behind you, maybe you want to prop yourself up against it. Just rolling the shoulders up and back, connecting with your breath, connecting with yourself. Closing the eyes if that feels good to you. Beginning to breathe in through the nose. And out through the nose. Working on clearing out any stale, old energy in the body. And inviting new energy, new ideas, new possibilities into yourself, into your body, into your mind. Tucking the chin slightly just to constrict the throat. Working on building a little bit of internal heat, even though we'll be moving slowly today, breathing in. Working on forcing out anything that's no longer serving us and welcoming in what we need as we move closer to the end of the semester. Breathing in and exhale, pushing it out. A few more going at your own pace. Feeling yourself drop into the body. Feeling rooted and connected to the mat. Adjusting, sitting up a little bit taller. Three more. Make that connection. Begin to invite in your intention for the day. The intention that I offer you all is that of abundance. So what do you want to welcome in? What do you want to feel in your life abundantly? Let's go ahead and get started in our first pose, being extra gentle with ourselves, moving into a child's pose with a little bit of a twist to help us open up on the side of the body. So we're going to go ahead and take a block if you'd like to elevate your hips, we're just getting started, so I definitely recommend it. And then placing the other block off to the side. You may also choose to use a blanket for your knees. If that feels good, if you're feeling extra sensitive in that area, you can also place a blanket over the block. Lots of options today. If a block feels like it's just a little bit too much for you, you can use a pillow. So lots of options. It's all about just getting comfortable in your space, in your body, enjoying this time that we have together on our mats. Just take a minute and slowly stretch forward, making sure our fingertips are separated nice and wide. Toes can come together. Sending the knees out wide. Or you may choose to keep the knees together. Whatever feels good to you in your hips will talk to you. Stretching out just a little bit more. Big breath in all together. And then exhale, open the mouth side out. Seal the lips. Slowly walk the right hand over to the right corner of the mat, and then gently begin to place the left hand on top. Your head will naturally move with it in between the elbows, coming into a little child's pose twist. And if your shoulder is talking to you or the side of your arm, you may choose to just back off by bringing the hands a little bit closer to the face. Making contact, thinking about what you want to invite in with abundance. Is it joy? Is it friendship? Is it a friendly kitty cat? And just get settled in a little bit more into this pose, pressing those hips back a little bit more. Knowing that here you are safe, here you are supported. This is your time. Five more rounds of breath here. Knowing that you can stay in any of these poses for longer periods of time. If that's feeling good to you, if that's speaking to you, and then slowly begin to slide the left hand over to the left. Right hand goes to meet it. Sending the forehead down in between the hands and arms and getting settled and noticing what's happening on the right side of the body compared to the left. Feeling that release in between the shoulder blades.
breath to ease the mind, to be here now, coming back to our intention. What do we want to invite in with abundance? We're here for 5 more rounds of breath. If you feel your mind wandering, connect with your surroundings on the mat. Maybe noticing the texture, maybe noticing the temperature. If you have a furry friend joining you, notice what they're doing. Gently walk the hands back to center. Rock the head back and forth just a little bit to massage that third eye. Release any thoughts or emotions that we need to release. And then pressing the hands gently into the mat. Coming forward. Just kind of noticing what's happening in the body. Begin to tuck the toes under and lift the hips off the mat, coming into a downward facing dog, helping us neutralize and strengthen the spine, welcoming in any kind of movement here that works, as long as it's something nice and slow. Maybe pedaling those legs a little bit, swaying back and forth from side to side. Any kind of movement is welcome here. Releasing the neck with yes nods and no nods. If downward dog is a little too extreme for you during this practice, then you can always drop down to a tabletop and welcome in any movement that feels good to you. So listening into the body. This is your time to be still, to connect with the breath. And whatever pose you've chosen, take 5 more rounds of breath. Sometimes we might feel a flush or a change in feelings or thoughts when we elevate our bodies. So just breathe through that. Continue focusing on our intention. And then very slowly take a big breath in all together. And then exhale, open the mouth, sigh it out, let it go. Inhale, seal the lips. Then slowly begin to walk the feet forward towards the hands, feeling that connection to the mat as we inhale, halfway lift, continuing to neutralize the spine. And then exhale, bend the knees a lot, forward fold, coming into a ragdoll position, feeling rooted through those feet, all 4 corners melting down, and then letting the head and neck hang completely heavy, bending the knees a lot. You may want to invite in a gentle twisting or rocking sensation. Whatever feels good to you in the body today. Scarlet, as always, is abundantly purring. It's always welcome, Scarlet. And if grabbing opposite elbows is feeling like a little too much, then just let the arms go. Let the head hang heavy. Five more rounds of breath here. Everyone's doing a wonderful job. Focus on being here, being now. Time is now. The rest is just time travel. Think about that for a second. And then slowly place the hands on the mat. Step the feet back into that downward facing dog. And then slowly come all the way down, all the way down. Pressing everything down. Just taking a moment here, hands close to the rib cage. And then sending the hands out to the corners of the mat, opening up into a seal pose. Nice back bend here, shoulders away from the ears, or if that's a little bit too much for your back, depending upon what time of the day you're practicing, you may want to come into a Sphinx pose. So arms at a 90-degree angle, inhaling, lifting up through the spine. And then exhale, lowering all the way down. Sliding the hands back to the rib cage. Inhale, push up and back. Using the blanket again. You can also always just cover up with the blanket if you just really want to get cozy in your practice. These are all just options for you. The point is that you feel here and you feel now. Placing the left hand into the middle of the mat, separating those fingertips nice and wide. Gently, 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 and slowly lift that right arm all the way up to the sky. Look up with those fingertips. And then exhale, begin to send the right arm underneath the left. Right shoulder comes down to the mat. Hips go back. Extending the left arm long for thread the needle. If you are feeling really tight in the hips, that is the opportunity to use a block or a pillow, whatever feels good to you. And then get settled in here. Right cheek goes left. right cheek lands on the mat, looking left. Feeling that shoulder melt in. Feeling the hands make contact with the mat or the ground. Maybe choosing to take that left arm and wrap it around the side body. A third option is to take the left leg and begin to slide it back, placing a little bit more gentle pressure on the right upper body. All of these are options for you. As long as we're moving slow and fluidly, continuing to settle into the breath, that's all that matters. Five more rounds of breath here. And to very slowly slide the left hand close to the face. Inhale, sweeping that arm up to the sky, bringing in that abundance. What do we want to welcome in? As the seasons change, as things begin to bloom, what can we bring in? And then as a little transition, in between these thread the needles, take some gentle twists in tabletop, some cat cows. And then gently begin to sweep the left arm up to the sky, separating those fingertips. And then slowly begin to slide that left shoulder close to the mat, extending those fingertips long. Sorry, Scarlett. Sending the hips back. Same options here. To wrap that arm around the back. Staying open with the shoulder away from the ear. Or maybe sliding that right leg over. This is an excellent balancing posture if you're taking it to its full expression. And if this feels a little bit too wobbly today, then just bring it in. Knowing that you've already done the most important part of today's practice. You showed up, you are here. Scarlett is here. And maybe closing those eyes down again. Refocusing the breath. Recognizing that tuning inward And using the breath as our anchor can change the trajectory of our day and help us refocus and alter how we're feeling, what we're thinking. So always using that breath as your constant, as your foundation. Stick with it here for 5 more rounds of breath. Everyone's doing a great job. And then slowly begin to slide that right hand close to the face. Inhale, lift the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, come into a little gentle tabletop. Maybe welcome in a cat-cow. Whatever feels good to you. And our last few bits of movement before we come into our resting posture of Savasana. Scarlett is leading the way here and modeling that for us. Yes, not anymore. And then slowly begin to lower down. You can come into a reverse Savasana, laying on the belly, kind of continuing to close off that heart space if that feels good to you, making that connection. Or you may choose to come into our traditional Savasana, maybe using that pillow, using the blanket, getting comfy and cozy. Really taking up space for yourselves, sending those feet out to the edges of the mat, reconnecting to the heart space. Making contact. Feeling your heartbeat. Feeling the breath as a constant. Coming back to our intention one more time. Begin to bring some gentle awareness into the body, wiggling those fingertips and toes. Rotating the ankles and the wrists, tipping the head back and forth from side to side. And then gently coming into rolling onto one arm or the other, taking 3 rounds of breath here. Then slowly using the top arm to rise up to a seated position. Or you may choose to stay in Savasana for as long as you want. Bring our hands to heart center, taking a big breath in and out. Bowing to seal the practice. The light in me honors, respects, and appreciates the light in you. Namaste, Rebels. Wonderful job today, everybody. Thank you again. My name is Ashley. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate all of your hard work on and off the mat. If you're ever on campus, you can join me for in-person classes 6:15 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Wednesday mornings and 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. on Thursdays. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Thank you.